Welcome to r/EntitledParents. My kid deserves this toy more than yours. Don't forget to watch until the end to review story updates and comments. A lot of information can be hidden in the comments. Okay, let's get started. This story was posted by That Prince from the Sea. This story happened a few weeks ago, while I was visiting my family who lives in another state. I'm from Brazil, so sorry about my English. This is a long story. You've been warned. Most of my cousins have at least one sibling, besides one of my cousins. Let's call him EK for entitled kid. He is only 10 and very spoiled. For years I thought it was because he was an only child. I was wrong, so very wrong. At first, I really didn't mind his entitlement. I have a 6-year-old sister, so I am used to it, but I started to notice something was odd with him. First, he cries for everything, not a sad cry, but the fakest cry a child could ever make. He bullies my other cousins when they have a toy he doesn't, and he has a tendency to say I am calling my parents. Like a little witchy Draco Malfoy, but more annoying. As I am one of the oldest and was babysitting my cousins, I had to deal with all his misfits. I thought maybe I could tell his mom, we will call her EM for entitled mom, and all would be solved. Right, wrong. She would say that all he needs is his cell phone or chocolate candy, and for your understanding to give him what he wants. A few days passed by and we went to a place called Game Station. We basically play games and win tickets to exchange for very cheap toys from China. One of my aunties gave each of us a card with 90 reais in it so we could play. I went with my little sister, and let me tell you something, I am very good at basketball. We went to a basketball-themed game and won a lot of tickets so my sis could buy a fake Tiana doll. EK spent all his money on things like popcorn, rides in a carousel, in which he didn't fit, and games in English or Japanese, languages he does not understand. Needless to say, he didn't get many tickets. FYI, the fake Tiana doll was the same price as a totally cheap hospital kit, which only came with a stethoscope. When he saw me and my sister walking with a buttload of tickets, the little guy went insane. EK started yelling, "Mom! Why do they have more tickets than me?" EM responded, "I do not know, sweetie," while looking at me like I committed a crime. Then she asked me, "Where did you get all those tickets?" I responded, "Playing." "Why? What did he do with his share of the money?" While fake crying, EK said, "I bought popcorn. I thought it was pretty dumb, especially since the popcorn there tasted like paper, but kids sometimes do stupid things." I smiled trying to comfort him and then say, "Well, you better spend your money on something better next time. Living is learning, am I right?" Maybe that was the wrong thing to say because EM looked at me like I had just cursed him. My sister was starting to get impatient and asked, "Can we get my doll now?" So I told her, "Sure we can." EM started yelling, "Wait. You are going to spend all those tickets on that doll?" While pointing at bootleg Tiana, the cheapest doll there. My sister happily says, "Yes. Tiana is my favorite princess." EM suddenly looked at me like I was teaching my sister to kill innocent babies. EM then asked me, "Are you really going to spend all those tickets on that ugly doll? It is not even a pretty princess. Give the tickets to EK so he can buy his hospital kit." I was so surprised I couldn't even answer, but my sister did. She replied, "Tiana is the most beautiful princess in the world. And she can talk to animals too." EM then said, "She is such an ugly woman, and she has the worst movie ever. How can you like garbage like that? They do not have any pretty princesses like Cinderella, so we will buy EK's toy." My sister quickly yelled, "She's not ugly." And EM responded, "She's very ugly. Wouldn't you rather just play with a Barbie or something?" EK starts yelling, "Mom! I want the tickets." I asked EM, "Why don't you just put more money on EK's card so he can play and get more tickets?" EM responds, "Why? You're not going to use them on anything useful." EK keeps yelling, "I want the tickets, Mom." He then tried to steal the tickets from my sister's arm, ripping a bunch of them in the process. Then EK yells, "Mom!" She ripped them. My sister is crying at this point. And EM says, "Look at what your sister did. She ripped the tickets." I finally yelled, "No. Your kid did it." At that time, some of my relatives came over to see what was happening. When they asked, "What is going on?" EM responded that my sister and I ripped EK's tickets. I said, "Excuse me? Those were our tickets." EK of course screamed, "They were mine." We spent the next 3 minutes screaming with each other. In the end, EK did not get his hospital kit, and one of my cousins got my sister her fake Tiana doll. EM has not talked to me since, and EK has not been left in my care anymore. And that's why I hate visiting my family. Thanks for watching r/EntitledParents. My kid deserves this toy more than yours. Let's read through some comments. Layton's posted, at least you had a happy ending. From now on, keep all belongings out of their reach. Tell them nothing until you have completed your plans, refuse to ever be alone with either of them without witnesses, and make sure everyone, including them, knows why they are being singled out for special treatment. Either they will be forced to change their behavior or at least others won't become their victims. That Prince from the Sea posted, that's very good advice, thanks. Hylan Silky posted, I hope all the family adheres to this because otherwise, I don't think it's going to matter that much. Jenik Darling posted, wow, you were sweet enough to win as many tickets as you could for your little sister. But once that brat saw a family member won all those tickets, they basically thought of it as theirs. And the aunt trying to convince and justify that the princess sucked, and you should instead use your tickets for a stupid toy for her kid. They saw your sister was set on the doll, to just steal them from her and then cry and say she ruined their tickets. Then lie by telling the family how they were their ticket she ruined? I still can't believe they tried what they did and truly believed they had the rights to your tickets. What did the rest of your family say? Were they split or didn't want to get involved or knew how the entitled aunt is and how she spoils entitled kid? I would think there would be a person working the prizes and could have told the family what happened since they have no dog in that fight. That Prince from the Sea posted, my family knows pretty well about them. My uncle is just like her, and then they had a little spoiled baby, a vicious cycle. They thought that the best option was to forgive and forget, but my aunt said she would never take EK to that place again. Jenik Darling posted, but luckily another relative got your sister the doll. I wonder if the entitled cousin tried to get his way, and he wanted the tickets for what he wanted again. I can imagine them trying to get this next relative with tickets to get his stupid cheap medical toy. Did the entitled cousin and his mom try and take those tickets too? And how was the family after that? Were sides taken or is it known that aunt and cousin are just rude and spoiled rotten? It makes me wonder what other stuff the entitled aunt and entitled cousin have done before, especially if the kid doesn't get his way. Is no one safe anymore from spoiled entitlement? Has your family ever got in fights with them? That Prince from the Sea posted, luckily they were not around when my other cousin gave up her tickets for the doll. And yes, they are well known for their entitlement, but even so, some people still take their side, mostly because her husband is richer than most of my family and pays for my grandpa's medical bills. He has Alzheimer's, diabetes, and a tendency to climb trees. They usually ruin everyone's fun. One time this aunt came to my cousin's wedding in a big puffing glittering white wedding dress, bigger than the bride herself, just because she didn't like the dress code. My cousin has a tendency to talk during movies in the theater, steal things from my other cousins, flex about how rich he is, only eats on a very specific blue-colored plate. He is almost 11 by the way, doesn't listen when people talk, make his own when he was under my care. He made a fuss because he thought his bed was worse than my cousin's bed, and after they exchanged beds, complained that the perfect bed wasn't in a room with air conditioning. Thanks for watching until the end of the video, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.